Hey everybody, Lauren here. So what actually happens when we fail? What is actually going on? Yesterday I was driving and I was thinking about this because it's been, coming up forward, and I told you I was going to share, what's going on in my world as well, to help you. And so one of the things that was coming up was like, what is that between success and failure? I'm an entrepreneur, and most of the people I work with are also entrepreneurs. And so how we measure ourselves, how we gauge ourselves is on our success or failure. But I'm at a point now where I'm really questioning what is success for me now. Because, say I'm good at manifesting or whatever you want to say, everything that I've set out to do for myself, that I've wanted as goals, for the most part, I've accomplished. So whether that's making a lot of money, maybe that's having horses in my field with top bloodlines, maybe it's building a house that I designed, maybe it's, to be in the medical field for a while, maybe it's to be respected as a teacher. Whatever it has been that I've wanted as my next goal, honestly, I've achieved and found it on some level. So now I'm at just like I was talking about yesterday, this Phoenix mode, where it's like I have this fresh, clean slate that I'm wiping off to start again. And in that, and every piece of that, there's a huge element of what is perceived as and what you experience as failure. And I mentioned this a little bit before, but I'll bring it up again, where I've recently developed a really deep interest actually in Vedic astrology, not Western astrology, but Vedic astrology. And I talked to an astrologer actually, and one of the things that he was talking about was, you can actually only hold so much energy, right? And in order for you to be able to transform and be able to hold even more energy, it's like some of those elements that were created that you're holding essentially need to be broken down, right? And like deconstructed so that you have the energy to then rise up and create even more energy for the next wave, right? And that really resonated with me because that's what I see failure to be. It is painful. And that's the thing that I think, you see all these people that are like, I love to fail and failure was so good for me and blah, blah, blah. But you rarely see someone who's in their failure, right? Who's in it and tell you it's painful and it's really hard and it's humiliating, right? Because you were so groomed to only share our successes, and we energetically, right, only want to reach out and talk when we're feeling energy, when we're feeling successful. And when we're in a deconstructive phase, what feels like a failure phase, it's very difficult to bring up also energy, because that takes an enormous amount of energy to let that go and release that, and it's very uncomfortable, right? So it takes quite a bit of energy to then bring up to express and share with everyone. And so like I said yesterday, that's what I really want to do with you, is share some of the things that I have been going through, that my clients go through, that isn't seen, that isn't shown. So I want you to really question and look at your failures as like, okay, I'm releasing this energy, literally, so that I now have it to alchemize into something else. And, for me, for sure, this isn't my first clean slate moment. This isn't my first time that I'm wiping everything away and starting anew. But I have to say, this is the first time that I'm not crystal clear on what I'm building for myself, what direction I want to go, what are my success goals. And so I'm being much more intentional about what I'm creating now, what pieces I want to go where, and why. So that this next level of creation, of what I'm becoming and what I'm making with you, really can hold a lot of energy. So with that, think about that, putting that into your life and business and putting it in practice. And until tomorrow.